Welcome to this special edition of Talk of the Town. I'm Phil Arno. My guest today is the Most Reverend Richard J. Malone, Bishop of Buffalo. Bishop Malone, the Upon This Rock, explain a little bit about that to us. What exactly is that?
Upon This Rock is, well, first of all, it's a major and daunting project to strengthen the resources of the diocese, of the church in Western New York for the future. And so it's really it's a major capital campaign with the startling goal of $100 million. And the whole point of it is to form endowments, not to spend it right down. Typically, as you know, when a collection comes in to a parish, a offertory collection on Sunday, it doesn't get banked, it gets spent on the programs, which is what it's meant to do. Same with the Catholic Charities Appeal. It comes in and it gets spent to fund the work of the thing. But there's never any residue of it there that we can spend off of. So this, the main purpose of this is to, for the most part, to set up foundations, endowments, so we'll be able to spend a certain percentage of those in perpetuity to strengthen the work that Christ has given us to do in the diocese.
So this is different from Catholic Charities in that it'll be an ongoing thing, whereas Catholic Charities is basically taken in every year and distributed. It's
taken, the money for Catholic Charities Appeal, which is still going on, we cannot drop that, goes to fund really over, well, we have 70 different programs through Catholic Charities, human service programs. We're the largest provider of human services in Western New York. But that money comes in through the appeal, and then it is spent to operate these 70 different programs, all different kinds, counseling programs, emergency relief programs, resettlement of immigrants, refugees, all kinds of stuff like that. But the purpose of raising that money is so we can run the programs. They're in 61 locations, believe it or not. And the appeal, the Upon This Rock campaign, which is a major capital campaign, will also have a component of it that will be set aside to endow the work of Catholic Charities. $10 million of that will be put in the bank, so to speak, and not spent right down, but there to generate interest, and we can do more going forward.
Well, Catholic Charities has been doing wonderful things for Western New York for over 90 years, and it's kicked off now. Why Upon This Rock at this point? Why now? And wouldn't it be something that you should stagger and
That's a very good question, Phil, that's been asked by many. We really felt almost an urgency to get this capital campaign underway. We need a stronger source of funding for the work of evangelization, trying to invite back to the church inactive Catholics, doing a more effective job with faith formation for children and teens and adults. We're doing some good things, but it needs to be stronger always. I want to set aside funds for tuition assistance for the Catholic schools. Nothing troubles me more than when a parent will say to me, I can afford to send one of my children to the Catholic school, but I can't send both, or it gets to my heart. So I've always wanted to have additional funds. We have the Bison Fund, which is great. The diocese is very involved, but more funding for that. And also in the schools to build up the STREAM program. You know about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math in the public schools? Well, we made it STREAM, science, technology, religion, engineering, arts, and math. So we really believe, well, that needs funding too. The laboratories, for example, in some of the schools need to be enhanced at the middle school level for science, all kinds of stuff. So there are many, many components to the capital campaign. And it really was lay leaders in the diocese, folks like yourself and others, who convinced me we really need to go, well, we got to continue every year the Charities Appeal, that now's the time we have to start to build a firm foundation for all the other ministries of the diocese.
Well, that leads to the next question, and that is, who put this program together? Was it some kind of a planning committee, or who planned this?
Well, it's an interesting history. When I first arrived in the diocese just about 3.5 years ago, believe it or not, I've been here that long, haven't been thrown out yet.
Seems like yesterday.
I know. But people approached me, both from my staff and other lay leaders who are so committed to the church, and told me we really need to do a capital campaign. Bishop Mansell had begun a capital campaign when he was the bishop here, but shortly after it was initiated, he was sent by the Holy Father to Hartford. He became Archbishop of Hartford, so that one fizzled out. And we have not had one since. And so I was convinced it was important to go ahead with this, so that in the future, you know, I tell people this is a legacy, this is in perpetuity, so that the current children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren of our families will have a firm basis for the ministries the church needs to provide, whatever they are.
Catholic Charities has been around, as I said, for over 90 years, and there's a structure in place. And Upon This Rock is a new initiative. How is this going to be allocated? What's the structure there?
Well, the way it works is, and I did not answer fully your earlier question either. People came to me to say we need to do this. Then we engaged a consultant, Community Counseling Services, who are working with us under contract to help us, because it's a huge project, as you know. And so, what did you ask me? Oh, how does the Catholic Charities thing fit in? Well, let me tell you this. We have been doing what's called the leadership phase of the appeal now, where I've been sitting down with Catholic people, explaining the mission of the church, explaining the need and the project, and asking for a commitment. And they've been coming on board. 8 pilot parishes were chosen, all very different, in different places. Niagara Falls, Ransomville, North Buffalo, all kinds of places. They have finished their work. We were testing this whole thing. And with their goals, those 8 parishes in the aggregate went to 120% of their goal. So people are really believing in this and committing to it. Now, there will be 4 blocks of parishes. We've divided all the 162 parishes into 4 blocks. Block 1 is underway now, and then block 2, 3, 4. So how it's working though, let's say block 1 right now, it's a group of maybe 25 or 30 parishes, I forget the number, and they're working on the appeal because all Catholics will have a chance to be invited to be part of this at whatever level they can, to be part of strengthening the church. And how it works is, since we're also doing the Charities Appeal at the same time, everyone asks about that. How it works is, let's say in your parish, the Upon This Rock campaign has begun. That parish's Catholic Charities goal will be the first monies that come in from the capital campaign. Okay? So as the monies start to come in for Upon This Rock, that parish's goal from last year's, it's all complicated, will go right away to Catholic Charities, because we don't want that to suffer. Catholic Charities, as you know so well, carries on, I call it the Matthew 25 work. You know, when Christ said, I was hungry, you fed me. Right. I was thirsty, you gave me drink. And when, Lord? Well, when you did it to one of the least of my brothers and sisters, you did it for me. So we can never let the Catholic Charities Appeal weaken.
And the initiative is a 5-year plan?
Yeah, there's a 5-year pledge period. People are committing to it in different ways. For many, it's a combination of a cash gift now, and then an estate gift, you know, maybe something in their will, different things like that. But people, the great thing is, believe it or not, with a $100 million goal, and we're just beginning, we're already over $30 million pledged.
Wow, that's terrific.
Pledged and or given already. So the big thing...
And it's just kicked off.
It just kicked off,
wow.
Yeah. So it's very encouraging.
Very encouraging.
I will turn 70 on I know I don't look that old, but I will turn 70 on the 19th of March.
Do you feel that old though?
No, not most of the time. Although my doctor tells me eventually there's a new knee coming, but not yet. No, actually I'm in good health. But bishops are required by church law to submit our letter of resignation to the Holy Father at the time of our 75th birthday. So I've got another 5 or 6 years. And I want to, along with the other things we have to do day by day, I want to leave a firm foundation here also, mostly in terms of faith, but the resources so the Catholics of the future and my successors will not have to worry about that piece of it.
And we'll be right back with more after this.